Hello, I'm Dr. Simon Fryler, consultant in clinical neurophysiology. I just wanted to take you through a couple of the features of my brand new Dantec G4 Workstation. First thing to say is clearly it has quite a big presence in the room and it looks very nice and very professional, and I've already had quite a few positive comments from my patients who've previously been here for tests in the past saying, oh wow, brand new machine, this looks really good, it looks more advanced than it was previously, and it certainly does have that wow factor to it. First thing I'm going to say is the monitor. The monitor is really good. It's actually bolted into the workstation itself, so you don't need to worry about it tipping over in the corridors you're wheeling it across, something that has almost happened to me on a couple of occasions in the past. It's really easy to vary the height of the monitor as well. It just goes up, goes down, you can tilt it a little bit as well, so it's really good from the ergonomic standpoint. The amplifier box is much smaller than it was previously. It's quite easy to take out as well, which would no doubt make it easier for servicing, this one's got a couple of different channels on it, really easy to wipe clean. The stimulator box is also very nice now as well, much more compact, and what it can do is actually stimulate from 2 points over here. This is actually quite useful if you're using ring electrodes like I frequently do for doing the digital nerves. And if you are using those, you can actually still use the stim trailer to control the amplitude of the stimulus. And that's actually very nice because you don't have to be sat by the control box over here. Ergonomically, it's that little bit easier if you're sat looking at the patient, and you can control it from there without having to twist and use the control knobs over there. The other nice thing here too is that the arm is actually very nice, very sturdy, and it doesn't really swing in the breeze like the other one used to do. I've occasionally trapped my fingers on the old G3 one just going down the corridor, so this is actually very, very nice, and it's got a good reach as well. The actual control box itself over here is very nice. It's got lots of different shortcuts on it, very easy to control the program with as well. Something that I would like to see perhaps in future iterations would be if the keypad could actually be put onto the right hand side of the box for all of us right-handed people. So you sit there, you're doing your test, and you can actually just punch the numbers in with your neck turned just a little bit that way, rather than having to turn all the way to get those extra degrees of vision to type in the numbers over there. The other thing I'd also would perhaps like to see is if there'd be an accelerometer in the control lever for the stimulus. That would also be very useful too if you wanted to quickly change the stimulus. Other things to perhaps talk about as well ergonomically is we now have some extra bits and pieces around the side here to enable us to wrap the wires around, which is very nice and neat for transporting purposes if you're going to the wards. You can also put the arm from the right hand side to the left hand side if you're left-handed, which is very good. Of course, a key feature of all of this is actually having a flat table here where you can put all your bits and pieces. Very exciting for me. I can actually put my pins there, my gloves there, so there's less standing up, time lost to all of that. There's also around the side here ample space for your foot pedal, which is very useful if you're doing QEMG work or single fibre EMG. It's very easy to control a program with that. And of course around the back, no wires, it's all very nice and clean, and of course you've got some sturdy handles to actually physically transport the machine to wherever you need. Another actually really important tweak on the old G3 system is that the wires around the back actually come straight out, and what that means is if you're moving the trolley backwards and forwards, they don't catch on anything, which is far better than the old G3 system, which I'll show you in a second. Last thing to say as well is that the wheels are really good, so even though it's a big workstation base, it's actually really easy just to pull backwards and forwards, and you won't do your back in during the process of doing so. Let me just show you a couple of things on the old G3. So this is what I was talking about, the monitor not being bolted on. You can imagine if you hit a little snag or something, that can actually easily fall off. The arm would very happily swing outwards a little bit too much going down the corridor. I've hurt myself a couple of times on that, so hopefully no more. But really, really importantly, it used to really get to me, and that is that the power cable would come out round the side here, not straight from the middle. And what that would mean, and you can actually see this, might be able to see this occurring now, is that that power cord would get trapped beneath the wheels. And so, if you're trying to do a test and you're pulling the machine backwards and forwards, then the machine will often have to sort of stop, get snagged on that wire, and then you have to stand up and then start pulling the wire out. So I'm very much looking forward to putting this into routine clinical practice, and the one thing I would say I've really enjoyed about this new iteration of it, apart from the ergonomics, which are far better than the G3 ever was, is in fact how easy it is to do quantitative EMG, and perhaps I might show a video about that in some point in the future. So thanks for watching. Just a couple of little highlights here. I'm not sponsored by Dantec at all, or Keypoint, and this is just a bit of an honest review of this new piece of kit. Really enjoy it, and I think it's something really good for the department. Thank you very much.